Hello and welcome to Last Token Venture Capital TV. My name is Sunny Mohanty. I'm the Regional Director of Last Token Singapore. And like every session, we bring you innovation, technology, and solutions. During all our CryptoFriday sessions, you will hear directly from the CEOs or relevant leaders speaking about upcoming projects. So before we move on to today's speaker, as a reminder, you can see our previous shows and content by visiting our website, which is www.latoken.com/VCTV/shows. Also, follow us on our socials like Facebook and Twitter. If you're watching us on YouTube, just hit the subscribe button so you are always informed of the great content, opportunities, and even giveaways. And I'd like to emphasize on this important reminder. Remember, anything mentioned here in the show is not any type of financial advice. Do your research before making any decisions. Also note, your choices are only your responsibility. Okay, after this, I would like to introduce and invite the guest speaker of today, who is going to come online and introduce himself. All right, Musashi from HaloDAO, the founder of HaloDAO. Hi, welcome to VCTV.
Oh, hi everyone. This is Musashi from HaloDAO, and I'm very happy to be on LA Token VCTV. And today we hope to share more about our project, to tell you how we would like to enable DeFi access for everyone via local stablecoins.
Perfect. Okay, HaloDAO. Interesting. First of all, thanks for being our guest of honor. This is called Crypto Fridays, where we have AMS sessions with the founders of projects like yourself. So I'm just a little curious and intrigued as well. So by the way, where are you connecting from? Where are you dialing in from?
I think right now we live a very crypto nomadic lifestyle. So I'm usually in Asia. So yeah, I mean that's where I'm from, and that's where we operate usually.
Right, in Asia. Perfect. I'm in Asia as well. I'm in Singapore. Right. So, Musashi, let's go to the basics. What is HaloDAO? Maybe just start with a introduction about the project.
Sure. So HaloDAO was conceived really from a desire from our side to figure out how remittance was done at the beginning. So we came together during the worst of COVID, and we were seeing like how foreign workers had difficulty sending money home because they couldn't leave their dormitories or their place of work or like their residence to go to like the physical cash points to send money. So we were thinking about how can we solve this issue with digitalization, right? And create these network effects. So DeFi came about last year in July when we saw Compound, and from there we started by thinking that okay, sending tokens is probably the best way, right? And there's no regional tokens, right? There's no like Filipino peso token, there's no Indonesian rupiah token. So we were thinking that we need to build these tokens up so that we can enable these swaps, right, between different peoples. But as we went along, I think very quickly we learned from our investors, our prominent investors like QCP Capital, CMS Holdings. We learned that there are many synthetic stablecoin projects coming out, and they're all sort of targeting the same problem. So what we intended to do then was we built HaloDAO as a stablecoin optimized AMM by supporting them with the necessary money Legos to increase their liquidity. So that's what we built. So this includes a stablecoin optimized AMM and lending market in our current V1 that was just deployed. In our upcoming V2, we will be having a balancer integration, and this will mean that swaps from your local stablecoin to any crypto asset will be a lot cheaper on this DEX that we are building. So this is what we see for the future, where people can trade easily in local monies. They can borrow and access DeFi tools, and we can incubate and grow local stablecoin liquidity much more um, greatly. Right now, there's only USD focused stablecoins, and that has grown by 10 times its original supply since last year. But for new local stablecoins, that is extremely difficult. So that's something we hope to do and grow, and we hope that people have a great trading experience, and you know, um, and they can send money home, and we can solve greater problems that we originally envisaged.
That's a very, very, I would say, a great use case, because I understand the pain points. Obviously, in Singapore, we have this community of people who obviously support us, like, the domestic helpers. And I totally agree and feel their pain when they have to send money home, and they're sending very little money anyways. You're deducting a big amount of transaction fees from that little money. It's too little that goes home, right? I just want to understand, like, our audience are mix of people, like, they're from fintech, they're investors, they're crypto enthusiasts, they're crypto investors and traders. I just want to understand the use case. Like, for instance, can I go and, for instance, I can exchange Singapore dollars and buy HaloDAO, and
Mm.
how do I remit it? For example, my helper is from Philippines. How can she use this token? I mean, is it functional now?
Yeah, I think right now with HaloDAO, we are adding pairs, so we don't have Filipino peso, so we're adding that over time, next 2 months. But how we sort of see it is that we want people to be, right now it's only FX optimized, so you can only swap between different stable coins. But over time, we will
Mm-hmm.
enable them to swap between stable coin to like a crypto asset. So like Singapore dollar to ETH, right? So for a trader, right, what we aim to do is that they are able to convert their fiat into a fiat-backed stablecoin that is via a licensed,
Mm-hmm.
e-money issuer. So in Singapore, it's X First, right?
Mm-hmm.
For those who are abroad, let's say we have friends from Europe here, they can work through Stasis. Stasis has a Euro, URS, and like our friends in the UK can use the TGBP, right? So these are fiat-backed stablecoins issuers, right? They can go from fiat to crypto back and forth. And the advantage there is that fiat has a much larger supply than crypto. So to give an example, the total money supply in the world is 130 trillion. But right now, the total market cap of crypto is only 2 trillion. So if you wanted to convert all of that into synthetics, you could only mint another 2 trillion or ish amount of synthetics. So it's not enough to service everyone, right? So we mainly focus on fiat-backed stable coins, and where the country doesn't, you have it, we support a local synthetic, right? So for traders, they when they are trading on HaloDAO, if they're using these fiat-backed stable coins, what they can have is that number one, there's no deposit and withdrawal limits. So if you did make enough money to buy a Lamborghini tomorrow, you can actually withdraw it. That's a really cool part. I think a lot of people have this issue, right? Because I trade in Singapore sometimes, and there have been like withdrawal limits imposed, and that makes sense, right? Because the centralized exchange cannot afford to have bank runs. But in DeFi, we want people to trade, and it's all about this idea that your liquidity is, you decide where to put it. So if they pull it out, it's cool, they can cash it out, they can buy their Lambo, they fulfill this dream, and it's legal. The best thing is because it's legal. I think that also sort of fits into the legal narrative right now, where there's a lot of issues like, okay, where does DeFi sit and where it doesn't. I think for us is liquidity going in and out has to go through regulated players. So that is the point whereby they put fiat and convert to stable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we see these powerful incentives happening, right? Like Poly Network, when it was hacked, Tether could freeze that money. So
Right.
this kind of response, helps enforcement as well. So HaloDAO is in the middle of that for traders. We allow them to go in and out with no limits. There's no downtime. It's 24/7, and money is moving in and out in a regulated way. I think that's great because we are supporting regulatory action, right? And we play within the confines of what works and what doesn't. So we are a decentralized protocol, and we're moving towards that. But on the way liquidity comes in, we want to preserve the existing model so that we can actually be built for the long term. So that is like where we are looking at. So for investors, if they want to buy like RMBW token, which is the governance token for HaloDAO, the current liquidity pool is on Uniswap, so they can get that token there, or else they can go to Ascendex, where our token is listed. Unfortunately, not on LA token yet. Perhaps soon.
Perfect. Sure. We would love to have you on our exchange. I mean, we have a lot of people watching us today who have actually signed up to ask you questions. So probably they are your clients. They are your users who are looking to have HaloDAO on that token. So yeah. So Shasi, I've got a question around your team. Like who all are your team members, the founding members and the team, where they are, and how long you guys are working on this project, and also what made you to sort of start this innovative sort of protocol? What problem you saw that made you to invent this protocol?
Yeah, I think my background along with my co-founders that we came from Consensus, and we were building in a company that was transforming the world, and with the tools that you see and use like MetaMask, Infura, etc. And that's where we sort of cut our teeth into this business. And what we saw was that DeFi has a lot of a gap. There's a lot of potential for it to do good, and we realized that it was not just the helpers or foreign workers we're helping, but also traders. Traders who do not want to have downtime, do not want to have withdrawal limits, and later on,
Yeah.
people who can access like credit. So like financial inclusion is a big idea. So with our protocol, I think we help people get there. So one of the things we are doing, for example, in the future is we are actually supporting unsecured lending. Most people have not cracked it. There are many protocols have tried to do it, but I think we do it best because what we are aiming to do is right now there are a lot of players who are earning SLP in play to earn, and this creates like an income statement for them. So with this income track record, actually that is something we can do to offer credit because we know the reliability of that. And because the funds are custodied by the guilds at the beginning, the guilds can help us retrieve money if someone defaults. So this is like a good model that we see that scholars can become their own scholarship managers and launch their own scholarships over time with access to credit. So these are things that we work towards to better the lives of people, and we act on the partnerships that we announce, like the HaloDAO YGG partnership. So these are things that we work towards, and that makes me very passionate because I get to work with extremely capable people every day, and I'm able to build on the forefront of innovation. It's not just spinning up another AMM, but I think it's an AMM that is something that people need and will be here for the long term.
Right. I just want to know, because we've got a question, what is the difference between the different stable coins and HaloDAO? Because we have Tether, we already have so many stable coins circulating in the market. How different, unique you are from them?
So to be very clear, HaloDAO is not a stablecoin project. HaloDAO is a stablecoin marketplace project in a sense that we build liquidity for stablecoins via the DeFi money Legos, such as an AMM, lending market, and unsecured lending over time. So these are things that we do, right? We specifically like to focus on building non-USD local stablecoins. So that means like trust tokens, TGBP, TCAD, EAUD, XFirst has XSGD, and coming up is XIDR. And the others I include like Bilira, GMO Holdings, GMO Trust, GYen. Now, these are fiat stablecoins. They have very low liquidity, and we are trying to build them up. So that's what we do. Where a country doesn't have liquid local stablecoin, we support the local synthetic. So that's what we do. Just to be clear, we are not a stablecoin. It's Minter project. Yeah.
Got it. Your marketplace to support the stable coins. I got
Yeah,
it. So
yeah.
Yes. So because obviously I see the questions, you cannot see, but you can obviously see it later. Because we have, just to tell our viewers, that top 3 viewers of VCTV whose questions are very interesting to Musashi, they're going to be getting 50 USDT each as rewards. So there you go. The questions coming in, I can see those coming in. So yes. All right. I have another question for you. Who are
Sure.
you targeting? Who are you targeting? How are you planning to build your ecosystem? Who are your partners? So please enlighten us. Thank you.
So I think for us, our main partners are a lot of OTC desk. So like this is also reflective in how we do our fundraising. So this includes like our partners include like QCP Capital, GBV, TDX Strategies of Hong Kong. These and many others. There are other trading desks like Ledger Prime as well. CMS Holdings has its own trading desk. So like these guys are all our investors who are deep in the OTC trading space, and they help convert this fiat into crypto, right? And that's how we get TVL over time on an institutional level. This and including other partners. And then there'll be the little retail guys like me and you. We are maybe you're a whale. Sorry, I'm the little guy. But with my little amount of funds, I can convert and be a liquidity provider as well, right? And then I can trade and I can swap for crypto with HaloDAO. I think that is like what we look at for the local degen who's very frustrated with their local exchange. I think that is like where we focus on at the beginning.
Right. Got it. So my question is like, so I think you're already like there in the market, but what are you planning like for future? What's the roadmap? For instance, where are you going to be in the next maybe 3 years? What do you see yourself evolving to?
So I think HaloDAO is thinking of how we will be relevant in the long term. So we see that protocols alone cannot sustain on their own because liquidity is fickle. So how we combat that is actually HaloDAO has this thesis that liquidity can be exclusive. And how we do that is actually we are launching our own mobile app whereby we'll be targeting various locations so that
Mm-hmm.
people can provide local liquidity via our app to access all the DeFi tools. Very much like a WeChat for DeFi. Like everything you need is within the app. You don't need to have a ledger. You don't need to have a MetaMask and then a Zapper. Like three separate tools just to do your transactions. No, we want it to all be compressed and simple. So we are building that all within one experience, and that is likely to come out in Q2 2022.
Wow. DAO is really very exciting and really ambitious. I'm sure people are taking action right now, and I can see the questions coming through as well. Okay. So I think we are like it's a very crucial question. Again, we probably might have answered it already, but I just want to emphasize on this because this is something that is frequently asked by the viewers. What's the main takeaway for the investors? Like, do you have staking? Is it possible to stake your tokens and or anything for the investors? What's there in the long term?
Yeah, I mean, right now, if they were to convert, we follow a model like sushi. So there's like sushi and X sushi. So there's
Mm-hmm.
Rainbow, which is our token, and XRBW, which is the long-term staking vesting token. So they can convert that and stake on our HaloDAO on halodao.com. They can go to the tab and do so. Right. Otherwise, in the future, as more and more features come out, there'll be more ways to use our token. So I guess it's just following our progress in our Discord or Telegram, and they'll learn more about what we do.
Perfect. Sashi, I don't want to hold you back. I think we've covered most of the top questions, and probably you're going to select the best questions about your project. But generally asking, what do you think about the future of cryptocurrencies, DeFi? What's your thoughts about the industry?
Yeah, I mean, DeFi is like probably where payments and financial innovation will happen more. I think
Mm-hmm.
we are seeing more and more new models happening every day. The question right now is there's not enough talent in the space. It's very difficult to hire. So I think we see that this will gradually improve. DeFi teams will start thinking more about how to bring liquidity into the space via regulated channels. Right now, it's still a bit tricky, right? I mean, you can see there's a kimchi premium, for example. So that is like one thing. So I think like over time we'll see a lot of projects failing. We will have a consolidation over time, and the
Mm-hmm.
best projects will make it. In terms of the question about how we will bring loans against NFTs, I think the answer is yes. But as I described, it'll probably be against NFTs which are yield generating on their own, because they actually can produce a yield. We will do it via the guilds. Guilds
Mm-hmm.
can provide these data feeds about the yield generated from the NFT, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where it starts. For like art-based kind of NFTs, I think it's harder because like you can't the floor price is always changing, so you can't really use that as collateral. So I think for that view, we think that, for example, yesterday there was the time drop. Those kind of NFTs don't work very well for financialization. They don't work very well for use as collateral. So yeah, I think the play to earn space is still new, and there'll be a lot of new things happening there. I think that's where I would be looking at. Yeah.
Perfect. So that's the only question sort of stood out. So we just had to sort of ask you. Finally, what's your recommendation to our viewers today?
Well, I think our project is extremely new. You can see our FDV is very, very low. I think that is like what most projects start. Most projects start their IDO even higher than us. So, I think we're
Yeah.
at the very beginning. We invite you to participate. We have a very vibrant and active Discord community. So we hope you can participate there and yeah, get involved. Yeah, I
Perfect.
mean, we ourselves not as a centralized protocol. We are decentralized, so all community feedback is helpful.
Thank you so much. This is a great way to end the day with a fantastic insights here on VCTV. Thank you again, Musashi from HaloDAO, for being here today, and to all of the viewers here today. And yeah, we come to the end of the show, and thank you again, and I wish you all a safe and a great weekend. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.